Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Faith and Fandom Feedback Friday podcast. This is Hector Mirai with Faith and Fandom, and we are jumping into the news of the week, making it through the final run up. Hey, good morning, Jordan. Making it through the final week of October leading up to Halloween before all the shenanigans absolutely kick off and get deep with all that's going to be going on. Uh, I feel like my stuff's already kicked off, but yeah. Hey Todd, good morning, dude. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, it's it's for me, and I've always said this in my whatever version of my adult life currently looks like. October, I'm gonna give Todd, I've got all the deets for you. There's actually a good amount of comic book news today too, so that's a thing. Um, but October has always been for me like a second July. July is my busiest month, and October is right on top of it. Just like the amount of things that I've found myself signed on to do just makes things kind of bananas. Um, but it's okay. We're here for it. Um, but yeah, got our news together. It's a short news week, just at least by what I've seen, and so we'll have some stuff in there as well. Tristan, good morning, man. But yeah, we'll jump into news. We'll get into everything with what's going on. We'll get started as soon as I scoot the screen over because so I can read because I'm an old man. My eyes aren't what they used to be. Hey Megan, good morning. All right, jumping into our news for the week. If you're a fan of C.S. Lewis or of Tolkien, um, they had a group called the Inklings, where they got together and they sat at a pub and they talked about their stories and where they wrote Narnia and Lord of the Rings. It was a special spot that you can check out where they just did some really beautiful stuff that changed the landscape of pop culture and kind of history as a whole. The bar, and I'm looking for the book because I just had a book on Tolkien and Lewis, and I was going to pull it out, but it's okay. The pub slash bar that they actually did a lot of their writing at, is going to be restored. Um, it's the Eagle and Child, uh, which is the pub which C.S. Lewis and Tolkien's group actually hung out at and wrote and debated a lot of their works, is getting an official historic uh, renovation. So that'll be cool. Honestly, if I ever go to the Oxford area in England, that's a moment I'm absolutely going to drink in. I don't know that I'm going to England ever, but there's a lot of me that would enjoy a lot of the things that I would see. Uh, Last weekend, the WWE was performing in Japan, and Rhea Ripley had her nose broken pretty badly, as she had an entire EO Sky thrown at her face by Rachel Rodriguez. And so there's lots of photos of her with her busted nose and everything else. She'll live, but that's pretty rough. Um, Todd pointed out that the Eagle and Child was also nicknamed the Bird and the Baby, um, in literary notes. Limp Bizkit's bass player Sam Rivers died at the age of 48 this past week, with members of Limp Bizkit posting F cancer. I haven't looked into more details on it, but you can go from there. So last week, um, Kiss lost a guitarist. This week, Limp Bizkit lost a bassist. Um, I know they're worlds apart in terms of content and everything, but it's 2 weeks in a row for that. One of the biggest news stories of the week was the audacious robbery of the Louvre, which gave me Moriarty vibes from Sherlock. Hey Kelly, good morning, bro. But a group of robbers stole the crown jewels from the Louvre, in broad daylight using a lift and dressed as maintenance workers and then got away. On a funny note, the company that made the lift is now using this as a commercial and an advertisement for the projects that you can accomplish while using their lifts, which, again, another bold move. And that the lady who runs the Louvre offered to resign over this. Although I'm be straight up, this was a pretty like gnarly heist to actually get executed in those things. But a little more on the Louvre robbery later, but just say that. Also today, Mumford and Sons and Hosier have a new song out called Rubber Band Man. So if Mumford and Sons and Hosier are up your alley, you should check out the new song Rubber Band Man. I've not personally listened to it yet, but I plan on it. I just found it out as I was doing news research this morning. Uh, the Carolina Panthers have been on an uptick in terms of sports. They have had 4 wins since week 3, and they were tied for first in the NFL, which is absolutely bonkers that the Panthers are doing relatively good in comparison to where they've been, because obviously the Panthers have not been magically delicious in terms of their play and effort. But hey, I'm rooting for them. Absolutely. Gosh, I would love another Panthers Super Bowl. So bad. Uh, there is a Manhattan-sized interstellar object emitting metal alloy never seen in nature. Harvard scientists are saying that there is a floating metallic alloy object in space emitting waves that they've never seen in nature, period. So that's great. There's something the size of Manhattan in space putting out signals. Good talk. The Louvre heist happened, but in another note of uh, famous art crime, a Picasso painting this week, estimated at 600. Todd says nth metal, and if you're familiar with DC Comics, you know what that is. Um, it's either nth metal or vibranium, or pick one. But a Picasso painting this week, estimated at the value of $650,000, vanished on the way to a Spanish museum. It a van carrying dozens of paintings arrived. I'm going to say this, do my best to say this correctly, at the Cara Granada Cultural Center. And this one Picasso painting was missing off the van. So we had a Louvre heist this week, and somebody jacked a Picasso. The art world is going to be kind of kicking in the underground. Yeah. Earlier this week, people lost their minds because the internet went down in a lot of capacities. Apps like Snapchat, Canva, Duolingo, Crunchyroll, PlayStation, Xbox, Amazon, Fortnite, Signal, Roblox, and a bunch of other stuff went down as Amazon's web servers that power a lot of these things went down. And you know, for y'all that lost your Snapchat or Duolingo streaks, I'll pour out some coffee for you later, and I'm so sorry. You got to try harder. A influencer was attacked slash assaulted at TwitchCon this past week, which is the convention for Twitch streaming and things of that nature. Emeru, which is a streamer, was assaulted. And a guy was immediately caught and detained, is what the TwitchCon announced, but that's not what happened. He was allowed to walk away from the meet and greet, according to Emeru. Um, hey, Miss Land, good morning. He was allowed to walk away from it, and he wasn't caught until hours later. Yeah, so if you've ever been to a con, usually you've got a handler at photo ops and stuff like that where people kind of providing security, but that doesn't always mean that there's actual security. And I feel bad for this young lady who was assaulted in the way that she was. Cons or anywhere else, y'all. People are people, and we need to respect that, but we kind of suck at it. Um, Legendary and maybe one of the best creators of comic books in my lifetime, Chuck Dixon, is in kind of hot water. Uh, and that threat DC Comics is threatening to fire him over his artwork and comments about Antifa. Basically, Chuck's getting political. Chuck's always been political, and he drew some artwork uh, that basically depicted Batman fighting some protesters and things of that nature, and he's in hot water with it. I have not heard what the final verdict on that was, but Chuck Dixon was commenting on it personally. And he is very much a outspoken person, so I don't think this is going to go quietly if it does. A couple gifted Steph Curry $10,000 in Mewtwo cards for his 37th birthday. Steph Curry is a huge Pokemon nerd and especially loves Mewtwo. And J Pen Collection and Van City CJ surprised Steph Curry with a binder of an almost complete master set of Mewtwo. Um, Todd, don't say that on the internet. They're gonna come for you. Todd's a pharmacist and he commented, "Gotta go sling some pills." I hope you have a great morning, dude. Um, but yeah, they gifted Steph Curry an almost complete binder of every Mewtwo. I listen. I'm sure Steph Curry could have bought that, but the fact that they took the time to go put that many Mewtwo cards together and to find them is ridiculous. Um, Miss Lynn brought me some mochi, so that's cool. But y'all ain't giving me like a whole portfolio of Snorlaxes. What's up? That's amazing, and he had a blast with it, and he showed off the collection with photos with them as well. Like peak actor right now, Coleman Domingo has officially been cast as the Cowardly Lion in Wicked for Good. Uh, Boy Scouts, or just Scouts in general now, will be able to earn badges in AI and cybersecurity. Y'all, the Boy Scouts of this era are not the Scouts that I grew up with. We struggled to make fires and put up tents and build benches for the community. Y'all are preventing cyber terrorism, so good on you. Also, in Cub Scouts, I looked like the kid from Up, and there is a park in St. Paul's, North Carolina called Sugar Park with a big old tall fence. They took me took me all the way to the top of the fence and hung me by my belt. Like put my belt over the bracket that holds the fence together and left me suspended in the air for like a good 15 to 20 feet until somebody found me and cut me down. Go Scouts. There were good times. Troop 344, baby. Um, 21 Pilots song Tally, which is honestly one of the best songs on their new album Breach. And if you happen to go to my church, it's one of the songs in our pre-service music. But song Tally by 21 Pilots was featured in a Good Morning football segment this week and a highlight reel for the NFL. So congratulations to NFL and 21 Pilots. High five team. In comic books, Green Arrow and Black Canary are getting married. The celebration will begin in Sirens Love Hurts in February 2026. Um, but if you are familiar with comic books, you know that anytime characters have a wedding, somebody's dying or somebody is getting like put down. And I'm pretty sure I've even seen in my lifetime a Green Arrow Black Canary wedding where this happened and then Green Arrow died. Pretty sure that was a whole thing. But either way, I'm here for it. This comes off the heels of Green Arrow's mainstream book actually getting canceled. So maybe they're trying to put in a boost for both of them. Tom King recently did a Black Canary versus Lady Shiva book, and Green Arrow just got canceled. So maybe they're going to find something good. Um, MTV will officially be cutting their signal this year. Um, Tristan said you might have to add that song to the church playlist. Dude, it's so good and it's upbeat. If Downstairs didn't start off like a Prince song, I would use Downstairs in my pre-service stuff, but like it starts off like a Prince song at the beginning. So, Um, like I love it, but I know I'm trying to keep general public in mind. Gotta watch out for the muggles. MTV will officially be cutting their broadcast signal on December 31st, 2025. The 40 plus year old station stopped playing music, a long time ago. But MTV in its 80s, and in its prime was the bastion of pop culture and music. It's where I learned to love video production and where I learned to love good storytelling and where I had a crush on Tiffany and Paula Abdul and where I did the MC Hammer dance until I broke furniture. I mean, it's MTV used to be the coolest spot in the world if you loved music. Um, Tristan says I can get away with Demon Hunter. Why not 21 Pilots? Um, I mean, for real. Uh, I would also throw the Doubt demo in your mix, Tristan. It's got a nice vibe to it. Um, Solid spiritual message. Uh, yeah, but those things are good. Goodbye, MTV. You were appreciated, at least when you were good. Rapper No Big Deal welcomed his child into the world with a simple Facebook post, said that I understand it now. Which honestly, if you've had kids, you know that your whole world changes the minute you have a child and your understanding and perception of everything shifts. But congratulations, no big deal. Seth Rollins vacated his title for the WWE Championship this past week as he got injured against Cody Rhodes and had to go undergo shoulder surgery this week to repair it and will be out indefinitely. Um, Fruit Loops has announced this week that they are going to be releasing Cocoa Loops, an all chocolate brand of Fruit Loops. And they announced this with a cheeky Facebook post that Toucan Sam was hiding the fact that he was keeping a saucy secret and that it was that he's a chocoholic. Um, Maggie Simpson will get a new voice actor for uh, upcoming episodes. Maggie's had a series of voice actors with her moments when she's spoken in different parts of The Simpsons history. Viola Davis, Amanda Waller, aka in the DC Universe, will be Maggie Simpson's new voice actress. President Trump is seeking $230 million in damages from the Justice Department. So he's suing the government that he's the president of while he's the president. Um, Former President Joe Biden rang the cancer bell this week as he finished his radiation treatment for his cancer. Um, France will not be reimbursed for the theft of the jewels from the Louvre because they were not insured. Um, Jordan Simpson says Viola Davis being a Simpson wasn't on your 2025 Pinko card. No, not at all, dude. Um, that's genuinely a thing of like, I get why you would do it. I mean, she's all over culture, and the fact that she's still kind of like holding on to Amanda Waller from 2016 on, even though she's done these Academy Award winning level performances and other things. I think she's a fun person. There is a new Fraggle Rock holiday special coming to Apple TV on December 5th. So if you are a fan of the Fraggles, dance your cares away. Walmart is has followed up Aldi and joined the Thanksgiving meal uh box set. You can now, according to their estimation, feed a family of 10 for under $40 with the Walmart Thanksgiving bundle. Um, so if you are wanting to be able to find a meal like that, you can do that. My church does a thing with Smithfield, uh, the poultry company, um, that they box stuff like up that, and we pass them out to our community. Um, and it's Muppets, dude. Actual Muppets, Fraggles. So there is a Muppet Fraggle Christmas special coming up. So that's gonna be dope. Lizzo is being sued for copyright infringement over a snippet from her unreleased song "I'm Going." Um, and I'm going until October, which features the line, "I've got good genes like I'm Sydney," referencing Sydney Sweeney's gene advertisement, and she's getting sued for that. First of all, I didn't know you could get sued for unreleased songs. So, like, it hasn't been released yet. How are you getting sued? Um, I think you got to be have a special level of haters in your direction to get sued for songs that aren't even officially released. Uh, the actor for Neville Longbottom was at a Orlando Magic game this week and was gifted a Longbottom jersey with the number 9 3/4 on it. Uh, dude's just really kind of killing it in the acting game right now too. Um, I reported last week that three Fayetteville high school student football players were killed in a car accident, leaving the game, heading to the birthday party, and now two sisters are being accused slash charged of street racing, which led to the death of these three football players. Um, and this is making like national news too. This is local for me, but it's national news now, so that's sad. Um, Former Cavaliers player coach Damon Jones was arrested Thursday on charges that he's been providing inside information on NBA games to co-defendants who used it to place illegal sports bets. Um, and there's been a whole gambling thing that's popped up this week with the um, with casinos, with like the NBA reported mafia things as well. So yeah, it's been a bad week for sports and sports betting. Jey Uso won the Battle Royale on Monday night to fill Seth Rollins' now vacated spot. And the YouTube video of Jey Uso winning got 84,000 dislikes on YouTube. It's one of the highest disliked videos on uh, the WWE YouTube. Uh, I guess it's 4 letters, one word. Nope. Y'all really hating on Jay that much? Good grief. That's pretty bad. Um, Much like the Smile advertisement campaign that happened a few years ago, where they placed creepy smiling people on live camera events all over the country, uh, the Pennywise It TV series, Welcome to Derry, which premieres on Sunday night at 9 o'clock, is marketing heavily by sending Pennywise clowns in full costume with giant amounts of red balloons into metropolitan cities all across the world. And they're basically sending Pennywise into every town and creeping people out to remind them that the new It TV show premieres this weekend. So there's lots of footage of that if you want to check that out. Kim Kardashian this week was diagnosed with a brain aneurysm. Um, and she blames her stressful divorce with Kanye as what gave it to her. I don't know that that can be medically proven, but I don't know that I could probably disagree with that. Um, there are people in my life that I feel like stress me out to that level. So yeah, I imagine being married and divorcing Kanye could be that stressful. Adam Driver, Ben Solo slash Kylo Ren, apparently spent 2 years working with Steven Soderbergh to develop a solo Ben Solo movie um, about his adventures after being brought back in The Last Jedi. Or not that he was brought back in The Last Jedi, that uh, he would be brought back after the events of The Last Jedi. But Disney scrapped it. And so they're kind of discussing it and hashing that out now that they could have had that. So that's a whole thing. Um, Prince Andrew renounced his royal rights over the past week or so in connection to the Epstein situation. And it went as far as not only would he give up his title, but his coat of arms was actually taken down from Windsor Castle, which is usually a move only reserved for traitors, which is pretty rough right there for him. Uh, internet. Sorry, Daniel Nardowski was a 29-year-old chess grand champion who passed away this week. Obviously, sad with that. But what makes it a topic of more news discussion than just that, police are investigating Russian chess grandmaster Vladimir Kramnik in terms of being responsible for the American grandmaster's death. So there's literally a murder investigation over a chess grandmaster potentially killing another chess grandmaster. That's intense. Uh, it's been reported this week that 15 Christians this week were massacred by Fulani terrorists. Uh, this is in the Barkin, Lodi, and Bokos counties in the Plateau State of Nigeria. And it says that just this week, 15 Christians were massacred there. There are two new deep sea species of creatures that have been discovered off the Australian coast. Yay, Tristan, these are for you. You can go find these. One is an almond-sized crab that is almost translucent, but a crab the size of an almond where you has no coloring to it, that you can almost see through it completely, was discovered off the coast of Australia, and um, a glowing lantern shark was discovered off the coast of Australia as well. So I don't know about you, but sharks are scary enough. If I see a neon shark glowing coming at me through the water, I'm gonna have a heart attack before the shark gets to me. That's terrifying. Um, Yay, Australia. In a move I didn't see coming, Steve Jobs is going to be featured on a $1 US coin. It's a choice. Um, it has a young with haired version of Steve Jobs talking about creating things on the coin, and it will be minted by the US Mint. Major General Hank Taylor um, was revealed this week that he's been using Chat GPT and AI to make his military decisions for him. That's not smooth. Um, yeah. The green sea turtles are no longer endangered, so there's a win for some biology. Also, not only was Hank Taylor using Chat GPT for his military decisions, the recent Powerball winner used Chat GPT to generate the winning numbers. A Michigan woman used Chat GPT to pick the numbers that she would use and eventually win the Powerball with. So I guess that technically tracks. Um, Sanae Takaichi um, is now Japan's first female prime minister, but she's also punk rock. At 64, not only is she the leader of her Democratic Party, but she's also like a metalhead and plays in a metal band. Um, Aus Australia's a nah for me, dog. Yeah, I feel you on that. I really do want to go to Australia, for a million reasons. Um, but the the animal life in Australia is like being in a bad Pokemon zone. It's just not good. Trader Joe's is being sued by Uncrustables because the Trader Joe brand knockoff of Uncrustables is too close to Uncrustables, not only in appearance but in flavor. Apparently, Trader Joe's did it so good that Uncrustables said, "We're gonna fight. Meet me outside." Um, so that's a thing. Miss Lynn says, "Sometimes I feel like we're in an alternate timeline. We are in, listen, there's so many Mandela effect things and stuff that I see around me that I'm like, yeah, we are absolutely we're in some weird timeline. I feel like we've branched off on some stuff here and there. Keanu Reeves was attempted to be attacked coming out of the Broadway play Waiting for Godot. If you're not aware, Bill and Ted are starring on Broadway in a production of Waiting for Godot, or Got It, as I heard Keanu say, and that threw me off because I did it multiple productions of that show and called it Godot. But anyway, Keanu Reeves was on his way out of the show, and a woman tried to attack Keanu. Attack. I don't think she was trying to be violent, but she was definitely trying to invade his bubble. A woman attacked Keanu and then tried to get into his car and then was screaming at him that she is his divine wife before she was being dragged away by security. Um, yeah, I don't know if that's the route to go. If you've got to attack somebody to let them know you're their divine spouse, you're probably not their divine spouse. Just saying. Uh, LeBron James was also dragged into the NBA Mafia gambling scandal this week after his private information was leaked. Um, Chauncey Billups and Heat Star are also Chauncey Billups and Heat Star are suspended. Due to the founder of the group Telegram and the CEO, um, Pavel Pavel Durov says that he will pay for and buy the stolen Louvre jewelry back on the condition that it's relocated to the Louvre in Abu Dhabi. So he says, "Listen, criminals, I'll buy the jewels back from you, but it has to go to my place." Which would be good tourism for them. Poland's president signed a law this week removing income tax for families with more than two children or with two children plus. Uh, so it said basically, if you've got more than two kids or if you got two kids or more, you don't have to pay income tax. Buddy, that's a delightful thing. You should consider that for America. Um, that's my news for the week. Like I said, it was a light news week. Um, Yeah, last week did Fayetteville Fan Fest a smidge while in between DJing a wedding. The Artist Alley Aftermath for that is up if you want to check that out. This week is all DJing for me. I DJ'd a middle school dance last night. Um, I've got a college DJ event, two dance troupe DJ events, and a city DJ event and a church DJ event all this week before Friday. Within a week, I've got those. So it's lots of DJing, not so much faith and fandoming. Um, but our next event, we will be at Camp Grace in Fairmont, North Carolina for a fall jamboree. By the way, if you are a local vendor or artist, they are accepting vendor spaces for that. And then my last con that I know of for the year, things can change. My last con that I know of for the year will be Roko Comic Con in Reidsville, North Carolina on November 22nd. But let's jump into our Bible reading uh, for the day, and then I'm going to go do my muggle job for a little bit because I was teaching Bible classes at a middle school yesterday and missed work, so I need to go make money. All right, let's see what we're going to read today. We've got our rock, paper, scissors dice. Rock is Old Testament, scissors is New Testament because it's a two, and then paper is the whole Bible because it covers everything. All right, so we're going to see which part of the Bible we're reading today. Old Testament. Yay! Because all scripture was profitable for teaching, doctrine, rebuking, corrections, and all the things. And it's all right. All right, so we need 3d20, and then we need to subtract 3 from the end number. So that'll do it. All right, we're going to go with these 3d20 and a d10. All right, let's see what we're going to read out of scripture this morning. If we add this, y'all can help me math. Don't leave me hanging this time. You know what? I'm going to pull up the calculator so I look less foolish as I'm trying to do math early in the morning. Then again, I'm pulling up a calculator to do basic math. So what's that say? It says I'm tired. Give me grace. All right. We got a 10. We got a 2. We got a 13. And we got a 20. Ooh. 10. All right. 45. And we're going to subtract 3. Oh, I said Old Testament, didn't I? There's only 39 books. I rolled the wrong dice. I'm a dummy. Uh, we're doing Old Testament, so we can only do 39. So 2d20s, subtract 1. There we go. All right. Um, 19, 18. So we're going to the 18th book of the Bible today as we read our scripture. I just sat there and said I was doing the Old Testament and then rolled for the New Testament. All right. So the 18th book of the Bible this morning, as we're going in, let's see what that is. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. It's our boy Job. Heyo. Definitely never anything sad in Job. All right. 390. Let's see where we're at with Job. How many chapters are in Job? There's a lot, I believe. Wow, yeah, there are a lot. Job. Job has 42 chapters. So we're going to roll two more D20. Um, And 2d20, take one away, and you'll do in a d4. All right, so let's see what we can roll here. We're going to have to subtract two so that we have the possibility of getting chapter one. Two plus six is eight, plus 17. All right, we are going to be in Job chapter 23. Oh, Job chapter 23. Let's see what's up with Job in chapter 23. All right. Job's eighth speech, a response to Eliphaz. My man didn't just have speeches, he had eight speeches that are listed. All right. Then Job spoke again. My complaint today is still a bitter one, and I try hard not to groan aloud. If only I knew where to find God, I would go to his court. I would lay out my case and present my arguments. Then I would listen to his reply and understand why what he says to me. Would he use his great power to argue with me? No. He would give me a fair hearing. Honest people can reason with him, so I would be forever acquitted by my judge. I go east, but he is not there. I go west, but I cannot find him. I do not see him in the north, nor for he is hidden. I look to the south, but he is concealed. But he knows where I am going, and when he tests me, I will come out as pure as gold. That's a good verse. Like that one. I didn't bring my pencil pouch in here. It's okay. Use this handy dandy marker that's not meant for this. But he knows where I am going, and when he tests me, I will come out as pure as gold. For I have stayed on God's path, I have followed his ways and not turned aside. I have not departed from his commands, but I have treasured his words more than daily food. But once he has made his decision, who can change his mind? Whatever he wants to do, he does. So he will do to me whatever he has planned. He controls my destiny. No wonder I am terrified in his presence when I think of it. Terror grips me. God has made me sick at heart. The Almighty has terrified me. Darkness is all around me. Thick, impenetrable darkness is everywhere. That's a whole verse right by itself, too. Like in like a dark, depressing time right there. Good grief. Um, yeah, I really do like the strength of this integritous passage. But he knows where I'm going, and when he tests me, I will come out as pure as gold. For I have stayed on God's paths. I have followed his ways and not turned aside. I have not departed from his commands, but have treasured his word more than daily food. To be able to say that concretely and honestly is probably a pretty strong place, but also just to be able to understand that you don't have any control. And when it says that darkness is all around me, thick, impenetrable darkness is everywhere. Man, what a rich and scary verse that is all on its own. So I hope that A, you don't feel like the darkness is all around you, and that B, you can live with the kind of integrity that you know that you can stand before God with a clean heart because you've lived according to his word in that capacity. So that's our news. That's our Bible reading. Before I bounce out of here today, I want to take a moment to thank our Patreon supporters for helping make everything we do possible. Um, Once I get done with this gauntlet of DJing and stuff, cracking down on finishing writing and getting uh, the next bite-sized book ready to go, as well as working on putting out some of the D&D adventure book thing that I've been working on as well. But I want to thank our Patreon supporters, Jessica Luttrell with Cosplay for Christ, Jackie Kraft, Kelly Townsend, Alan Wallace, Fab Quack, Rivka and Tristan Birch, Dorothy Martin Winston, Michelle Stewart, Miss Lynn Turner, David Brooks, Jeff Weimer, Colin Sproles, Jamie Montgomery, the Coleman family, Jonathan Herman, Ron Petit, Gear Saber Cosplay, Scott Ward, Alicia Glenn, Jay Shee, Jason Crutchfield, Mike Perna, Todd Turner, John Jacobs, Zach Harris, Caleb Grimm, Jeanette Skaggs, Jason Bullock, Christina Ray, Sarah Lewis, Patrick Gale, Rebecca Godlove, and Adam Davis. Thank you for all for taking the time to support and encourage the way that you do. You help literally make everything we do with Faith and Fandom possible. As I've been coming to a close on the end of the year, and just looking at all the places we've been and stuff we got to do some pretty amazing things. That I know that God is 1,000% responsible for in wholeheartedness. Um, thank you for helping make all that possible and for the encouragement and the lives that get to be touched. Y'all are essential and crucial, and I treasure that. Uh, if you happen to be in the Fairmont or Reidsville area for shows upcoming, let me know. Also, probably going to be working on doing some Faith and Fandom stuff for Christmas. I have a new sticker design that I just need to get done. But I've been at a full tilt 14-hour workday type situation for a couple weeks, and I have not had the bandwidth to do it. I'm also really behind on my Inktober's. So I'm hoping to catch up with that. This is weekend minus I had a DJ event that was supposed to be today and it got canceled, and I'm so excited that it canceled. It would have been fine, yay money and everything, but I'm so excited that I actually get to breathe for a minute. I'm gonna go see my daughter in a play tonight. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna breathe. I'm gonna play Pokemon. I'm gonna do some art and hang out. So yeah, I hope y'all have a great day. Thank you for spending your morning with me or whenever you actually take time to read this. And as still haven't memorized this verse yet, but I'm going to work on it as I say that. But is Third John verse 2. I know the effect of it is may you continue to grow in health and grow spiritually. But yeah, the Third John is before this. It's such a small book. Silas. There we go. Third John verse 2. Dear friend, I hope all is well with you and that you are as healthy in body as you are strong in spirit. I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you all at a con real soon. See you later.